Where the Nord feels more premium thanks to its Gorilla Glass 5 panel, the Nord CE 5G has to settle for plastic. It's easy to tell them apart from the back thanks to the camera modules, as the Nord CE 5G has a triple camera at the back as opposed to the quad cam setup for the Nord. The Nord CE 5G is slightly taller than the OnePlus Nord, but both are comfortable for one-hand use. While the Nord has an alert slider like previous OnePlus phones, the new Nord CE 5G misses out on it. Where the new phone gets some extra points is that it supports a 3.5mm headphone jack, which is quite handy to have. Both phones have a single speaker and a USB Type-C port, and both only have a secondary microphone at the top. Here's a look at the display specifications for both these smartphones. The advantage with the OnePlus Nord is that it gets Corning Gorilla Glass protection, while the Nord CE 5G gets Asahi Dragon Trail protection. Both also have in-display fingerprint scanners that are easy to reach and work well. The Nord is noticeably heavier at 184 grams compared to the Nord CE 5G, which weighs 170 grams only. This is surprising considering that the Nord CE 5G has a bigger 4500 mAh battery compared to the 4115 mAh battery in the original Nord. Performance specs are where you'll see differences. The OnePlus Nord CE 5G is powered by the Snapdragon 750G processor, while the OnePlus Nord was powered by the Snapdragon 765G SoC. Smartphones offer 6GB, 8GB and 12GB RAM options. The new Nord CE 5G offers you 128GB and 256GB of storage, whereas the original OnePlus Nord did offer you a 64GB option on the base variant. You get support for dual-band Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 5.1, NFC, 4G VoLTE and 5G on both models. Both are dual SIM devices and lack storage expansion. You get support for 30W fast charging on both these devices. The Nord comes with a Warp Charge 30T charger, while the Nord CE 5G comes with a newer Warp Charge 30T Plus unit. The OnePlus Nord CE 5G and the Nord run on Oxygen OS 11, with 2 years of software updates and 3 years of security updates. Since the Nord CE 5G is relatively newer, it has the advantage here. Software experience in both is the same. The UI is clean and I did not find a lot of pre-installed apps on either device. These are the results of multiple benchmark tests that we ran on these phones. I found the OnePlus Nord CE 5G to be slightly more power efficient. This was also evident in our HD video loop test. The Nord lasted only for 14 hours and 30 minutes, while the Nord CE 5G went on for 19 hours and 59 minutes. Charging time was slightly lower on the Nord CE 5G as the phone was charged completely in an hour. The Nord only got to 93% in the same time. Overall, it's the OnePlus Nord CE 5G that fared better on most performance parameters. In terms of optics, both take different approaches. First, let's take a quick look at the camera specs. The Nord has a 48MP Sony IMX586 sensor with OIS as its primary camera, an 8MP ultra wide angle camera, a 2MP macro camera and a 5MP depth sensor. The OnePlus Nord CE 5G on the other hand has a 64MP primary camera with an OmniVision sensor and EIS, an 8MP ultra wide angle camera and a 2MP monochrome camera. For selfies, the OnePlus Nord has a dual camera setup consisting of a 32MP primary camera and an 8MP ultra wide angle camera. The Nord CE only has a single 16MP selfie shooter. Daylight photos taken with both smartphones looked good, but the OnePlus Nord CE 5G had a slightly brighter output. On zooming into these images, it was the OnePlus Nord that had the better details. It was the same story with the ultra wide angle cameras as well. The Nord CE had a slightly brighter image, but the details were better on the OnePlus Nord. Photos taken with both phones had distortion on the sides. Close-up shots were nearly identical, but the Nord CE 5G managed slightly better detail, and you can get good enough quality with a primary camera that you won't miss having a low resolution macro shooter. For portraits, both smartphones manage good edge detection, but both lack the option to adjust blur levels before taking the shot. Portraits taken with the OnePlus Nord was sharper, but the color tone was slightly off. The shots taken with the Nord CE 5G was not as sharp but had more accurate colors. In low light, the OnePlus Nord had the better shot. Photos appeared brighter and objects in the shadows were more visible. With Nightscape enabled, both smartphones take longer for a shot, but it was the OnePlus Nord that managed better Nightscape shots as well. Selfies and selfie portraits were better on the OnePlus Nord CE 5G, as the phone managed to meet a light correctly in most conditions. The OnePlus Nord was way off with skin tones, which helped the Nord CE 5G get an easy win. In terms of video quality, the Nord and the Nord CE 5G are neck and neck when it comes to 1080p footage. There was a slight shimmer in both sets of footage and neither phone pulled ahead convincingly. The Nord takes the lead with 4K footage though, as I found it to be better stabilized than what the Nord CE 5G produced. Low light video was also handled slightly better by the Nord, while the Nord CE 5G footage wasn't well stabilized. The new Nord CE 5G starts at 22,999 rupees for the base variant with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. The higher variants with 8GB RAM, 128GB of storage and 12GB RAM and 256GB of storage are priced at 24,999 rupees and 27,999 rupees respectively. The Nord, on the other hand, was priced starting at 24,999 rupees for the base variant with 6GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, though it was not easily available. The 8GB RAM 128GB storage variant was priced at 27,999 rupees, while the 12GB RAM 256GB storage variant was priced at 29,999 rupees. The OnePlus Nord has just been discontinued, but it looks as though a refresh could be coming soon based on leaks